No color, no shapes, no creativity, just complexity, the kind that turns simple ideas into hours of frustration. But in 2013, on the far coast of Australia, one young woman looked at that blank, complicated world and asked a question that would change everything. Why isn't design easy? What started as a quiet thought in a college dorm soon ignited into a revolution. A vision of a world where anyone, student, creator, and entrepreneur, could bring ideas to life with a single click. But visions don't become reality without a fight. From rejection after rejection, to pitching investors who couldn't see the future staring right at them, to building a team from a tiny living room filled with sticky notes and big dreams. This journey is anything but ordinary. And then, it happened. The breakthrough. The spark that transformed a simple idea into one of the fastest growing design platforms on the planet. The birth of Canva. This isn't just the story of an app. It's the story of courage, of innovation, of turning impossible into create anything.
If I don't feel small and inadequate before it, it's not big enough. If it doesn't simultaneously move me, scare me, excite me, and humble me, the goal probably isn't big enough. If I don't feel small, standing before its feet, feeling like a drop in the ocean, it's not big enough.
In a world filled with complex design tools, one young woman dared to ask a question. What if creativity could be for everyone?
Melanie Perkins has rapidly climbed the ranks with her graphic design company Canva.
Melanie Perkins is proof that dreams can come true, and for her, that dream was Canva.
Canva makes it really easy for you to take your idea and turn that into a design, even if you've had absolutely no design experience.
This is the story of Melanie Perkins. From humble beginnings in Western Australia to building a global design empire. This is the story of Canva.
So I was spending way too much time in the multimedia centre that they ended up inviting me to come and work in the reception, and then they invited me to teach classes. And it was really interesting because I was teaching things like Dreamweaver for websites and Photoshop and InDesign, and every single time people wanted to design something new, they'd had to learn a new tool. And it was really hard and complicated, which was very interesting and frustrating. It would take a whole semester for people just to learn where the buttons were. They'd learn how to actually make something that looked good.
Origins and early life. Melanie Perkins was born in 1987 in Perth, Western Australia. At 14, she began her entrepreneurial journey, selling handmade scarves at local shops and markets. Raised in a multicultural household, with a teacher mother and an engineer father, she carried both creativity and pragmatism in her blood. At university, Melanie studied communications, psychology, and commerce. She spent her time teaching classmates how to use complex design programs like Photoshop and InDesign, and she began to notice something critical. Most students struggled. It was during those tutoring sessions that she had a vision. Design should be simple, intuitive, and accessible. At just 19, she dropped out of university to chase that vision.
And there was this whole crazy world. So usually you'd have to go purchase Adobe, then study design for a while, then purchase and download stock photos from a stock photography library, and purchase fonts from a font library, and purchase layouts and deep etch each image and prepare vectors and illustrations, and then design. You take all those ingredients and actually create design. Then upload and email the PDF, and then make revisions, and then prepare it for web or print. Thought this was crazy.
Fusion Books, the Furs, T-Venture. In 2007, Melanie and her then-partner Cliff Albrecht co-founded Fusion Books, an online yearbook publishing tool. Their goal was simple: let students design their own school yearbooks with drag-and-drop ease. Over time, Fusion Books grew beyond Australia, expanding to New Zealand and France, giving Melanie her first taste of scaling a business. This venture wasn't just a test, it was a proving ground. She learned how to sell, how to recruit, and how to persist.
You should be able to have one-click access to all the professional design tools, a library of millions of images, a design marketplace. You should be able to collaborate online, and then finally you should be able to click a button and export it to a video or a social media platform or a website or a presentation. You shouldn't have to use different tools for each of these things. Not a bad vision, hey?
Birth of Canva. With Fusion Books gaining traction, Melanie and Cliff dreamed bigger. They imagined a global design platform, not just yearbooks, In the early 2010s, they started pitching their vision, but the road wasn't easy. They faced hundreds of investor rejections. A turning point came through a connection with Lars Rasmussen, a Google Maps co-founder, who introduced them to Cameron Adams, a former Google designer. Together, they became the 3 co-founders of Canva. Canva was publicly launched in 2013, and within the first month, tens of thousands of users had already signed up. The mission was bold: democratize design. Let anyone, anywhere, visually express their ideas.
I think we've always had really wild dreams. We wanted to transform the entire world of design.
Scaling and growth. Canva didn't just grow, it soared. By 2017, the company became profitable. It launched Canva for enterprise and Canva for education, and then expanded globally. Under Melanie's leadership, Canva has become a unicorn, one of the world's most valuable private startups. Today, the platform is used in 190+ countries, with millions of designs created every day. Leadership, vision, and values.
I guess when we started out, we always wanted to create a company that we wanted to work at. In the early days, Cliff would make lunch for everyone, and we've just kind of kept that rolling. And so now we've got almost 4,000 people. And obviously, Cliff can't make lunch for everyone. So, we've got 70 amazing people in our Vibe team who, they help create celebrations, and they help create team bonding events, and they help create the office environment and vibe.
To build something as significant and impactful as Canva requires more than just determination and grit. It takes the right values and the ability to lead a team. Here are 10 interesting facts and leadership qualities that define Melanie Perkins. Serial entrepreneur. She started her first business at 14, proving her drive early. Persistent pitcher. She endured over 100 rejections from investors before getting traction. Non-technical founder. Melanie didn't come from an engineering background. She learned about software as she went. Visionary leader. She imagined a simpler, web-based design future when others were stuck in desktop software. Values-driven. Even after scaling, she personally leads onboarding sessions, telling Canva's origin story to new hires.
Really inspiring. She has a massive vision. She will stop at nothing to fulfill that vision.
Mental health advocate. She openly addresses founder burnout, practices meditation, journaling, and ensures balance. Work-life boundary setter. She reportedly doesn't have email or Slack on her phone, choosing to fully disconnect when her laptop is closed. Philanthropic commitment. Melanie and Cliff joined the Giving Pledge, committing to give at least half their wealth to charity. Long-term thinker. She often talks about Canva's 100-year plan, envisioning Canva's mission far into the future. Inclusive and empowering. She has built a culture focused on creativity, accessibility, and empowering non-designers worldwide.
Okay, I'll share you this link so we can collaborate together, and then I'll show you some magic features. It pops up all of these different templates that you can choose from.
Should we do a presentation on AI and software?
AI and software.
Wow, that was fast.
Challenges and triumphs. Despite her success, Melanie's journey has not been without hardship, rejections, self-doubt, and the pressure of growing a global platform. But she used resilience as her backbone, believing deeply in her mission when few others did. Her humility stands out. Even as CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company, she doesn't hide her struggles or her humanity. Innovation remains her compass.
And with Canva, obviously, we've just use this same platform so you can design each of these different things with the same ease. So you can design a presentation as easily as you can design a website.
As design evolves, so does Canva, incorporating AI, collaboration tools, and new ways for creators to connect. The legacy and future. Melanie Perkins didn't just build a design tool. She built a movement, one that empowers everyone, everywhere, to bring their ideas to life. Her journey from girl selling scarves to university tutor to CEO of a global unicorn is proof that vision backed by grit can reshape the world. And as Canva continues to grow, her leadership reminds us that the heart of innovation isn't just technology, it's people.
Success is when the first thing that people think about when designing is using Canva. You want something funnier, don't you?
We discovered